Thank you for tuning in to Koppen with Comic. I'm Brian Koppen. We're here with the comic Tom McCaffrey. Tom McCaffrey, how the hell are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How the hell are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for coming in. And where can people see you do stand-up comedy on stage in New York City, and where can they find you online?
They can find me, Twitter at Tom McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, Tom McCaffrey 722.
Nice. That's the best handle.
Yeah,
This
that's
seven-
what I
yeah.
just right here. I don't know why I did that. I just
That-
kind of had to pick random numbers.
Roughly at the 722nd Tom McCaffrey, they start getting funny.
I definitely wasn't. There definitely aren't that many. I don't know why I did that. I guess there was a Tom McCaffrey.
Yeah,
but,
so you just had to pick a rando number.
Yeah,
And sometimes they suggest it for you, probably.
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I think I made it up.
It's
I
a
usually don't
great
like
number.
their suggestions. I usually don't take suggestions.
732?
722.
722 is best number for Tom McCaffrey. And where can they see you do stand-up comedy in New York City? You're going to be Greenwich or Broadway? Or?
Yeah, I do. I did Broadway last night. I do
cool.
that
How'd it
usually
go?
on Saturdays. It was great, actually.
Oh, good.
I went on last, and I wasn't even really supposed to go on. I was just right near there, and I went by, and they were like, "Oh yeah, go on." And then I went up, and
He slayed.
well, they were like, "Oh, the crowd is kind of bad," and then I did great.
That's where Tom McCaffrey lives, man. He revives dead crowds, right?
Well, I feel like I like crowds that are like kind of sparse.
Okay.
I don't like when it's packed and they're like on fire.
Do you kind of interact and try to bring them, do you do crowd work to bring them back, their attention back?
I don't really like crowd work. I will do it. I
Okay.
think I guess what it is like, I think I have a certain energy. I like to kind of go at I just did a show on Friday that was it was a packed show and it was good and everyone was doing well. But like, I don't know. I have a different, I like to kind of take my time. I go at a different pace. So I think when I'm at a show and it's packed and everyone's like, hey, and and it's kind of, but they've been trained to,
Yeah.
like I didn't do badly, but I kind of was like, I like to go slowly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not I like to do well, but I'm not like, I see comedians a lot kill who I think are terrible. So I don't think killing is actually means you're good. You know what I mean?
I want genuine laughter. None of this canned shit.
No, not
Stop
just
laughing every time I talk.
I feel like you can kill and be terrible. There's like good killing and the right killing.
So the right killing is where they're just hanging on your every slow-paced word and they laugh their ass off genuinely.
Yeah, like I did, like the show I did last night was great because you can feel it when they're kind of completely on board with you.
Nice. And so what are the stuff you're talking about on stage that they're on board with? Like are you autobiographical? Are you observational?
I think a little bit of both. I mean,
Okay.
mainly observational,
Okay.
but I think it's more that I have a specific style that
Okay.
isn't that is not common.
Yeah, I'm getting the style. I
do you
like
know
it.
what I mean?
Oh, it's great.
And so like I'll go slower and I can be very, very dry.
Yeah.
And as I've done it more, I'm less. I think what it is sometimes I'll see crowds that are great, like everyone's killing, and you can see comedians trying to get the crowd to like that. I'm very like, if I'm not doing well now, I'm kind of like, I don't like switch it up to them to like me.
So you embrace the silence.
I don't like want to do bad, but I just, I also don't want to like pander to crowds.
Yeah.
I'm more like, and this is, I've been doing comedy like almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just kind of finding my voice.
Oh, good. And that voice happens to not give a shit about whether or not they're laughing.
Yeah, I feel like that's the place you want to be in anything, I think, in life.
Yeah, you're so far advanced that you've gotten the cheap laughs, you want the earned laughs.
I want them to, I don't want to like, not be who I am and
So
get
who is
laughs.
Tom McCaffrey? Like,
I don't know. I'm
like
still figuring it out.
walking away. Are you going to tell me about stuff in your life, or are you going to tell me about parents? Or are you going to tell me, like, I guess you're saying observational, and so is the
in my comedy.
Yeah. So is the world just like the world is blank? Your observation of the world is slow and annoying. The world is spinning too fast.
Well, I think it's the world's stupid. I think I'm exasperated a lot by how people behave and what they think.
I think that works with your style. The world is fucking stupid.
Well, I think I just realized in the last year or two why I do stand up and have kept doing it. And I think it's because I didn't do it I like attention, but I also don't like attention.
Okay.
I kind of like. I feel like I want to be the center of attention, but then when I get attention, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Get it off of me through
Does that make
jokes.
sense?
Sure.
Like I don't like people looking at me, but I also want people to look at me. It's kind of it's kind of a weird.
Yeah. And how does that manifest in your everyday life? And does that lead to annoyance with others? It's like, stop looking at me.
Yeah, I get very, I feel like slighted a lot in every situation. Do you know what I mean? Someone cuts me off in line and bumps. Like I was on the train. This guy was like, walked. Like when I was coming here on the train, someone was standing right in front of the Metro card machine, just this couple doing something.
Even the way you said couple, let me know how you feel.
Well, they
about
were
the
like
couple.
making it clear that they were I don't know, like she was like getting something out of his bag and they were standing right in front of the Metro. And I was kind of like, why are you, this is like clearly.
This is not the place for that.
Yeah, like, and
Decouple
even when I went,
immediately.
they wouldn't, even when I was standing there, they wouldn't move. So
And
stuff
you
like
don't,
that.
You don't tell them that in the moment. You just wait and you tell that on stage.
Yeah, I actually did a show on Friday, and I said something on stage that kind of came out of organically, and I was like, oh, this kind of sums up my comedy, because I feel like a lot of my jokes end with it'll be an interaction with someone that I had, and they say something, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
And but I always say their voice. Like everyone's voice that I do on stage is just me talking in my voice. Because I think it's just, that's how everyone sounds to me.
Yeah, because it's in your voice, sure. That's the voice in your head.
Yeah. So
that girl's like, let's just stand here in front of the Metro machine.
Yeah.
But you do it in your own voice.
I had a joke about how, Kobe Bryant died, and I was talking to someone.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Well, it's not making fun of it. I'm just saying that I was talking to someone. I was like, "Oh, Kobe, can you believe he died?" And they were like, "Yeah, I don't really even know who that is." And I was like, he was like on the Lakers. They're like, "Yeah, I'm not a big sports fan." And I was like,
"My lord!"
I was like, "You don't need to
dense.
be into sports to know things in the world." You know,
and this was after he died, so they know who that was.
I know. So it's just such like and then I was like, that's like being like, "Oh, Jesus." Like, "Oh, I'm not really religious." You're like, "Oh, really? It was his birthday yesterday." Yeah, I didn't notice anything. I'm like, "Oh, really? Well, it was on everything that you look at." So
now, is any of that writing you're doing on stage? Because it sounds like you're like, okay, well, I had this, this ridiculous interaction about Kobe today. I'm going to go talk about it on stage, and then did the Jesus line just come to you while you were on stage?
No, I had that ready, but a line that I did come up with on stage that I was, because luckily I recorded it, that I was like, "Oh, that's a good line." I said. They go, "Oh, I didn't notice that." And they go, "Oh, really? Well, it was on everything that you look at."
Yeah.
Kind of. I was like, "Oh, that kind of came out of nowhere." Which is like a funny line.
That's a good line.
It is, because it's like the Kobe Bryant thing. It's like, "Oh, I don't know who that." It's like, really? Well, the story was like, you can't go outside and not know about this. You know what I mean?
And so are you noticing anything like that about the topics today? And we're just going to touch on them briefly, because I want to see. Did you understand? I mean, what is Tom McCaffrey noticing about the Oscars, and what is he noticing about the Democratic debate and Democratic nominees that's just annoying the fuck out of him?
All right, let's go. So Oscars, I always watch the Oscars. I was actually on the Oscars when I was a kid.
Why?
Because I danced on the Oscars. I know this is like a weird.
You look such like a child dancer.
I actually am a good dancer. Like I have rhythm. Good. I'm not like a trained. I actually did take dance class, but not because I wanted to.
Okay. You're the stage parent?
No. What happens? I grew up here. I grew up in Manhattan, and I went to this school, and there was like an extracurricular thing where this guy was a famous choreographer. He would go to public schools and teach dance to kids, like cool. Kind of as like a thing. And
so, he scouted you?
Well, he taught everyone. It was kind of like everyone did it. Okay. You kind of had to do it, so it was kind of like a fun thing, I guess. And then if he thought you were good, he picked you to be on this other thing called the SWAT team.
So you were handpicked for SWAT?
I was, yeah. And
he looks really proud right now.
And I wasn't. Yeah, no, but like I didn't really care. Like I was like, what is that? And then we had to go on Saturdays like to do like kind of advanced. It was kind of like
it's SWAT, man. It's advanced.
Yeah, it's a funny name for that. The SWAT team.
What did it mean? What did it mean?
I don't know why they called it that. But it was funny because like I was a New York kid and I was like 11, and it wasn't like a cool thing to be taking dance classes, as a boy.
But it was cool to be on the Oscars, though.
Well, so what happened?
The tide turned at school, man. They started getting respectful. I mean, like the minute you said, "Okay, I'm a dancer," they hate you, and then we're like, "Oh, did you see me on the Oscars last night?" Then they're like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Yeah, they kind of like I got a little bit of shit for more than I would think. But
from being on the Oscars?
Yeah.
Bad shit?
Well, only from like my little league team. So basically, one time I was at SWAT rehearsal. I wanted to quit because I was like this. It was like Saturday morning, and I was like, I have to go dance on Saturday morning. I don't want to be a dancer. And when someone had made a documentary about this choreographer teaching dance to kids, and it was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh.
And so they were like, hey, we should have the kids, because some of the kids in the SWAT team were in the movie. They were like, we should have them on the Oscars. And so remember the movie Flashdance?
Yeah, sure.
With Irene Cara. Yeah. So we danced with Irene Cara to that. Because you know how it was nominated for Best Song.
Well, that makes more sense.
And it was me. It was like me and like 55 other kids.
Yeah.
And so we did that. And then it was funny because they were like, when the documentary category came, they were like, hey, go stand in the wings of the auditorium. And if it wins, you go up to the podium, all you kids with the director.
Just grab for that Oscar.
So it won. And we went to so I was also at a podium with
my Lord, accepting an Oscar.
And I didn't realize this until about 3 years ago because I looked it up. The director I was up there with 3 years later directed Dirty Dancing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that kind of weird?
And I think you're the only person I trust with a hot take on the Oscars then. Like, how can they fix the Oscars to make sure that, it's hostless right now?
I think it's perfect hostless.
Yeah. Well, they have the dancers. I mean, like, obviously they were doing something right while you were on there because you were on there. And so you think it's perfect hostless? Is there anything else they could do?
I love Eminem. I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Yeah.
So like
a little bit bizarre to have him come out of the woodwork.
That was like huge to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I was watching it. I was like, oh my God. And
you're like, oh, he's promoting an album.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But I mean, I thought it was cool, even though it was 17 years ago. I thought it was really cool that he didn't go when he won. Like, that was a very Eminem thing to do in 2003.
Yeah, it's kind of backsliding now, but it's cool that he's recognizing that he's a little bit older and he can show some humility or gratitude right now.
Yeah, obviously he's changed, and he's like, oh yeah, I should go to the Oscars now if they ask me. But that's cool. Like, I'm a huge Eminem fan, and me and Eminem have one thing in common. We both performed on the Oscars.
Dude, I love that. Yeah. That's so perfect. And then are you going to be talking about any of that stuff on stage when you show up at Greenwich Village or when you show at Broadway Comedy Club?
I'd probably do that Kobe joke again.
Yeah.
Because it did well. I thought it would, because people get weird, like, when I've only done it twice because you mentioned Kobe dying and they're immediately like tense up, like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, but it's quick and it's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's also just making fun of like stupid people. So what you were saying before, I think because I did that joke the other night and I made a comment that I was like, I'm realizing that a lot of my jokes end with someone being stupid at the end of the joke, and that's the punchline. Yeah. Like, I'll be like, and then they were stupid and I won. That's like the theme of every joke. But then it's like, that's the complete opposite of how my life goes. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is why I do stand-up, because my life never goes how it should go.
That's cool.
And then I can reframe it
where you're
stage.
The winner.
Yeah, like I'm the winner in life.
And so did you realize that recently to the point where now it'll help your writing in the future?
I literally made that comment on Friday at a show.
So like this we should unlock you should know what you're writing about now.
Well, that's what it's weird. It's like, it took me 19 years to figure out what my my writing style is.
Yeah, but I think, is that going to prevent you from trying different writing styles, or is it just like this is summarizing what you've been always writing naturally? It's just now that you know how to describe it.
I think it's kind of been a natural progression. Okay. I'm best at comedy when I'm like really in a bad mood. And when I'm genuinely pissed off.
Which is often because you get annoyed easily.
Well, yeah, and I'm not like an angry comedian. I just am like annoyed. So it's weird. It's like if I'm doing a show and I feel like the crowd's kind of like in a good, happy... Like, I did a show before that other show on Friday where everyone was like, yeah! And I was like, I don't like this vibe. I'm not going to be happy.
But that annoyance helps you on stage.
Yeah, but some crowds don't like it. You know what I mean?
Okay. How is that possible? And then, you're so annoyed, though, that today I saw you in alternative transportation. Are you too annoyed to even get on the train?
Oh, you mean because I was on the scooter? Yeah. No, I ride a scooter around, but I just ride it to the train.
Oh, okay.
I don't ride it like all. I like having a scooter first of all, it saves time, and then if I am somewhere and the transportation's not working, I have the option of using that.
Good. And I think it would cut down on things like it would cut down on your annoyance with couples in front of the metro machine.
Yeah.
But then that's going to cut down your material, man. Come on. Annoyance is your bread and butter.
Yeah, and I've been doing stand up a while, and I went in and out of it. Okay. Like I went to law school recently.
Yeah,
it's a whole other thing.
I'm all done with that. I went to law school, yeah.
You did?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I was a lawyer 10 years ago for 1 year.
Where'd you go to law school?
The Chicago Kent College of Law.
Oh, okay.
But you went and then you stopped?
I went to law school. I just graduated in 2018.
Congratulations.
So I went like way after like I was doing comedy.
Are you licensed?
Yeah, I passed the bar.
Good.
I was amazed.
Good. Yeah, mine. I think I would have to re-up on all the continuing legal education because I let them lapse 10 years ago. I should have retired.
You never did the CLEs?
Well, like I moved to New York. I was in house, and I wasn't making any money, so I was like, "Fuck it." So I kind of gave it up.
You weren't making money in house?
No, not really. It was a biotech startup. So I'm still doing law, but it's behind the scenes. But that's so fucking funny that. And do you think any of that is because you were so annoyed that you want to fix things with law? Like you're like, somebody's trying to negotiate this lease. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm going to go to law school and show that guy.
I had thought about it for years. Like my dad was a lawyer. I thought about it out of college, and then I was like planning to go right after college.
Okay.
And I kind of was like, I'll just put it off. And then like it had been 18 years, and I was like, and I kind of wanted to see if I could do it, like to see if I could get in.
Yeah.
And I do feel like that's why I think there's a lot of comedians who do law. I think there's kind of like an injustice thing.
Good.
I think that's why people do comedy. Like what I was talking about, it's kind of like the world's not fair, so I'm going to go talk about how it's not fair.
Yeah.
And I'm very like, I get very angry at seeing injustice anywhere.
And so you're going to solve it in law, you're going to solve it on stage, but the summary of the whole episode is you are stupid and I win. That's Tom McCaffrey in a nutshell.
I feel like that should be the name of my next album.
Dude, be on the lookout for that.
Stupid.
He's at Tom McCaffrey 722.
They're stupid and I win. And I have an album that just came out in November.
And what's that called?
New York Funny.
And they can buy it everywhere.
They can buy. I mean, you can buy it on iTunes and Amazon, but it's streaming on
everything. I didn't want to. Normally, I'd say it's on Spotify, right? And somebody's like, "But you should also buy the fucking thing." Right?
You can. I mean, just listen to it on Pandora, Spotify. Just put my name in, and it'll come up.
Good. It's New York Funny.
New York Funny, which is supposed to be like, I heard someone, make it, like say a statement where they were like, "Oh, are they funny or are they LA funny?" I heard that a while ago, meaning like. LA funny is kind of like not as funny.
Yeah, and New York funny would have to be super funny, like A+.
And like
New
York funny would be like really funny.
Really fucking funny. Funny among the funny. And that's what I think today I've learned that Tom McCaffrey is New York funny.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you so much, Tom McCaffrey.
All right.